Though Exist will actually get... So must be a bit out here to M4. Especially if Rain is going to want to stick around and try and fight for it. He's actually getting zoned out a bit. He's got some backup coming in, and that's good news for him. Nico to take down Exist.
He needed that backup, certainly. He wants that M4, but he knows the Deagles are dangerous, and this is now FaZe shoring things up. Although the Deagle's still doing work. Force gets one, making it costly, making it expensive, and now it's down into a 2-on-2. This is why it's so tough not to peek into those Deagles. You want to at all times, especially with rifles.
Oh, man. Already, this is a great round for NIP. Huge economic damage being put out into FaZe, and luckily for them, Olofmeister will get the kill back on Forest. Leaves Rest with 25 seconds. He shouldn't be able to do much here, should he?
No, he really shouldn't. He's got to make a decision. I don't even think he has time really to go lower. He would just have to book it and not really clear anything. So only chance is getting a kill towards upper bomb site, but I don't think there's a way they let him have the plant, and he's got so many spots to clear, and that's a tough one, especially even when you have a rifle. So yeah, some danger for FaZe there. Great kills from NIP with the Deagles. It's so awkward having to stop yourself from taking those fights at range. When you know you have an M4 against a pistol, even as a Deagle, you still feel like you're going to win it.
And the fact that they lost those 3 rifles, Moses, is not going to have a big impact on this next round. I mean, FaZe are doing just fine, but that 4th round, when NIP can buy, that could be interesting.
It's super important, especially losing the pistol on S-Terrace, that you're able to get those kills and you're able to keep the money low so that when you do finally win a round, it's a reset. You need to be able to stack those up, and I think Kerrigan spotted the shoulder of 1, maybe 2. He doesn't have a whole lot of backup close to him, though.
No, and he's not really in a position where he can easily fall back, although they're not going to be quite quick enough to catch him. But he was pretty far back on that ramp, so he could have been run over, but he makes it back in time, and now he's a bit safer from this position. Going to be taken down. Get right, Exist next in line, and actually just a good job all around here for the FaZe side. And if they only lose Guardian in this round, that's great news. So sort of making up for the last one there.
It absolutely is. 4 players alive is just fine. Guardian, I think he should be able to get that AWP, and yeah, he snap eyes it immediately, so he's ready to go. We were wondering where he was going to be playing with it. We know, I mean, one of the best oppers in the world, Kenny S on this map, is especially dangerous. He likes to play it outside, but it is kind of tough at times to make that work, seeing as how often you're going to get smoked out.
Yeah, there's a value if you have Guardian to putting him in ramp and just never having to worry about that position. I mean...
never having to move from it.
Yeah, you just have him lock that down and then you play 2 in yard instead. That could be a thing, but obviously now a bit different. Guardian actually playing close inside, and he's going to pick up the kill on Get Right. That's a huge hit for NIP. They finally picked up the rifles here. They need to keep going and get some damage in and preferably even win the round.
And you want Guardian to be that active. You want him going for picks even on the CT side, because it can be tough if you just sit back and let yourself get smoked off. And if you use the aggression towards door, open that up, find a pick, it's an awkward angle, not always expected. Obviously, Get Right not ready for it that round. Really nice stuff from FaZe and Guardian early on. And from here, what does NIP have left? Because there's over a minute, they have time, but they don't have any smoke, so they really have to utilize this garage smoke outside very well.
It's not going to be easy. Kerrigan is pushed up far in the lower. Exist will open up on Nico, and Olofmeister missing the early spray. Rez going to be able to take him down. Leaves us in a 4 versus 3. The bomb has gone down. NIP turning it around quickly, and this is an MP9 coming in on Kerrigan. Not the best weapon for the retake. Forest going to get 1 kill there, and then Rain gets Molotov'd out, and NIP, they might just have done it.
There's that miscommunication Yanko was talking about, how important it can be on this map. Smoked out in warehouse. FaZe had no information that the 2 NIP players were just going to walk up and bust through mini. And the player on top hut had no idea it was coming. He just gets deleted. I believe that was Nico. Wasn't even prepared for it whatsoever. Yeah. So maybe just a little bit of a delay coming in, maybe a miscomm. Regardless, NIP's going to get there first. And as we mentioned, those Deagles are going to start coming into play now. Guardian and Rain down both below $1,000. The other players are going to have plenty of money to buy. That's going to bring them to the end of the road.
That was rough because Kerrigan was really far up in secret, and Rain was covering far back in the yard, so there was almost no chance for NIP. That might have been the only weak spot that they actually managed to find in that round.
And it was a great decisive call as well, and it came in just in time, just as that smoke was fading. By the time they actually get that opening kill and get into the site, that smoke and warehouse is gone, so they had to make that play just at that moment. Really nice stuff from NIP in the mid-round call.
Let's see how it plays out here in the 5th round. FaZe, they're able to buy again, but we all know what happens on the CT side. If you run out of money, then things start to get really awkward. Forest blowing out the windows. He does that so he can throw in a Molotov later on. which has become quite a popular position, and it's exactly going to land where Olofmeister is standing now, so this could get a bit rough. We see the setup here. There's going to be another Molotov for the actual rafters inside. Do you like this execute, Moses?
I do, and danger for FaZe. Guardian's down below. He's in the lower bomb site at the stairwell, so, I mean, if he can't get back into the action with an AWP rotating through vents or even up the ladder, not a whole lot of opportunities for him to get into the fight if this is successful.
Oh, and one to the corner as well. Look at all these grenades raining in. Olofmeister, no chance at all. Karrigan going to be going down. Finally, there's a reply, but it is not enough. Forrest will take down Nico. Rain and Guardian now just going to have to try and back off. Forrest with a double kill, and Rain now in a 1 versus 4. That's just a very effective round from NIP.
Yeah, they had plenty of time to line all of that up as well and just execute. And the great thing about it is, I mean, they do get a kill from one of the Molotovs forcing a player out of position, but even if you don't, that's so many spots that you just don't have to clear that you don't really have to worry about because you've got the utility to block them off. So nice clinical from NIP. Forrest is going to finish it off. And like we said, that's the economy for FaZe. They're out. They either have to half-buy, get some pistols with armor, maybe a shotgun, but not a whole lot of options left. So NIP, even losing the pistol round, are going to get right back into it. Great chance for them to tie it up, and that's a sick execute. That's some of the things that we didn't always see out of them in the past.
And I think Yanko was emphasizing the fact that if NIP were going to do this against FaZe, who are sort of the favorite team here, it'd be on Nuke, and it would be the T side. It had to be a really strong T side for them to have a chance. So they're laying in the foundation now. They know they have the upper hand in this round. They can almost guarantee that FaZe haven't been buying. So now they're a bit more active, already doing a bit of damage. There are some C sets on the map, but so far, working out great here. Spreading the kills all around. Confidence is being built.
And more importantly, as you can see how focused they are, that's a kind of push towards inner. I mean, it doesn't always work out, but that's something that can catch you off guard if you're a T side at the wrong moment, those pushes. So nice from NIP to be waiting for it, to be prepared, and just eliminate it.
I normally have a rule that says if you're gonna put terrorists in the lobby, you've got to put more than 2. Like, it has to be 3, because there are 3 entrances, and if you put 2, there's a chance that...
Simple arithmetic.
It's just math, right? There's a really good chance you're going to get overrun.
You very well can, especially maybe if they're stronger pistols, right? Maybe if that's a CZ or a P250 swinging around the corner instead of a USP, one of those kills goes out. A lot of smokes outside for NIP. They've already used 4 smokes in this round. That's going to allow Exist and Rez to cross over. Now, FaZe doesn't know the number, but they have to have an idea. They have to be honest there, and there's Draken with an opening kill onto Rain. That was from outside as well, as he rotates back towards T-spawn.
Not the best opening for FaZe here. I like the aggression from Olofmeister, though. It's one of those things where once you're on the CT side, you're a man down, you want to try and find a way to get back. And this should be one of the strengths of FaZe, really. You've got this much firepower, why not send someone to get 1 or maybe even 2 kills?
Everyone on this team capable of double kills, obviously, so getting him in a position to just win that opening kill, maybe follow it up with 1 more, would be great. But they're out of utility. That's going to, I think, slow down their mobility just a bit. A lot on Karrigan's shoulders here, and he's not even able to get 1. That's going to be the lower bomb site loss. They don't really have any backup in time. Unless Guardian can stop him off here, he could cut it off, but he gives up the fight.
Yeah, I think they should fall back here. 5 versus 3. They're going to be ecoing if they lose these rifles, so... I mean, even with the rifles, it's going to be rough for the next round. As you said, no grenades left. Olofmeister going to catch the perfect timing. He wants more than just the 1. He's actually trying to turn the round. This is so bold. He's going to get Forrest and Drake in as well. Olofmeister, what a great double kill. That buys a minimal chance here for FaZe.
It buys them nothing, really, because it feels like they'd already made the call to save. They have no kits.
Yeah, you're
so
right.
Even with that double kill, everyone else was too far away to really pounce on what he gets. You could see they wanted to. They start moving forward, and then they're just like, no, we already called it. Don't lose the rifles. That's a bit of a heartbreak, but that's also highlighting the danger of this team is how many people they have that can make a play that can save a round for you.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it was the right call anyway. I just got carried away because it looked like that was going to be the entry for it. Not this time. Instead, the round finishes with 3 members alive on either side, and NIP bouncing up to 4 rounds. That's 4 in a row. T-side nuke.
All things considered, pretty clean rounds as well. That execute was really, really good looking, and then that round as well. I mean, they just basically win that. I mean, it's a 5-on-3. Even when he gets this double kill here that you're watching, there's already no chance. They've already won the round. So, nice play from Olof in a losing effort. But that's the thing. FaZe has to find a way. They need to get more of their opening kills. They need. I mean, the initial time it started was what the Guardian pick off on get right in the door. But since then, it's been all NIP. So FaZe need to find ways to get going early on, and especially because they're still a little bit light on utility for those mid rounds.
Do we have any way of knowing how much of this is threat? Just making you said good calls. Do you think it's him being the mastermind behind some of this?
It can't be in the mid-round, right? I mean, it's not even possible for him to make the call. I think the execute, for instance, is probably Threats doing in the background, right? I mean, putting the work in before the event even begins with something like that.
Well, they're moving close towards ramp again, and Carrigan, not the best weapon to be in that position. The FAMAS, even the headshots are not going to be instant kills, but Guardian with the AWP. We were hyping him up at the beginning of the match, and it's time he showed us exactly why. Getting a kill on Drake, and that's going to feel great for FaZe.
Especially considering they gave up ramp room. Kerrigan falls, he gives it up. That might have been an adjustment by Threat, saying last time we went ramp, Kerrigan just gave it up. Let's go right back at him and at least gain that control. But where do you go from here if you're NIP? You're still trying to prod, still trying to get aggressive here and see what you can find, but nothing's being shown by FaZe. Just now, Kerrigan getting aggressive, and he gets bitten for it.
Oh no, and Get-Right going to be besting Guardian in that position. So now 4 on 3. And the money for FaZe is completely in the toilet. There's 2,000 on Guardian. That's it. That's all they have. This is not looking good. Rain doing his best to try and bring it back. The bomb has not been planted yet. And actually, the positions for FaZe are interesting.
Oh, it's the flank from Exist. He just dropped down vents now. What can he do from here? He can't get that kill into Olaf. It was close. But he misses the initial shot. And now NIP's really stuck in a tough place.
Well, Forrest finds a headshot on Olafmeister. And Rain has smoked himself off. He knows there's a player up there. Get-Right on the other side. It's that legendary duo between Forrest and Get-Right. They've been playing together for a very long time, so the communication between these two should be almost instinctual at this point. And Get-Right is waiting. There's only 20 seconds left. He has to get in with a bomb. He's just going to make it past Rain, and then he's up the vent. There should be a plant here.
That is so sick. NIP just juked FaZe completely out of that lower bomb site, knowing they didn't really have the ability to clear everything out and get the bomb planted. Forrest clears out the upper site. Get-Right meets him there. You said the synergy between this duo might have just won them their 5th round.
Get-Right ready and waiting, but Nico coming in with a great flank from the hut, taking down Get-Right. That might have been enough. Now Forrest, he's got some flashbangs to buy time, but they have 2 Molotovs and the smoke. As soon as they know where he is, or even if they don't, he's going to be in so much trouble. Forrest, this is going to be one for the books if it can work. Another Molotov rains in, Forrest running through the fire and right into Nico's waiting arms. Fireworks and everything. It's FaZe winning the round.
Oh, the Molotovs are so perfect there at the end. What a brilliant play from those two, though, to get into the upper bomb site and get that plant, a chance for winning. Great timing on the flank from Nico, but that first Molotov was too shallow, right? So in that 2-on-2, the second one is what really ruined Forrest's day. Either way, close for NIP, and they've still got the money low, at least built up. I mean, plenty of money went into this buy, and it's very strong, especially Guardian on the AWP. 2 rounds now, he's found the opening kill for FaZe.
Rain outside. Trying with some random shots. The wall of smokers up to get into Secret. That's a very well-known strategy, although nobody from NIP is really pushing it, so this is all just posturing outside. Yeah,
they're trying to leverage the win they had on this earlier when they got into Secret without any information going over towards FaZe. So they're just showing it, and now going to try and hit this upper bomb site. Perhaps a very similar execute to what we saw before. And this is tough now, because FaZe can't re-peek this angle at door. Draken has the angle with the AWP, and FaZe knows they just can't risk it, right?
Oh, he's got the AWP, and they actually go for a double peek after the Molotov comes out. Olafmeister's going to be down, and once again, the A-bomb site falls almost immediately.
That's why you can't go for that re-peek and door. You just have to be honest that there could be an op. Or even if it's an AK, you likely lose 1 player. And yes, you might trade against the AK, but the op's able to fall back. And another 5-on-3 for NIP with an upper hit. And again, FaZe just has to give it up. They're getting beaten across the map, and they don't want to waste all this economy, although Forrest has gone hunting.
And that's never good news. He's been playing very well so far. He's up to 9 kills, actually topping the scoreboard on the server at the moment. Guardian, especially with this AWP, has to hold on to. But this is actually worse than it was just a minute ago for FaZe, because this time they're going to get reset. That round loss point is going to go back to 1,400, and they're not going to have anything to work with here. NIP doing just a remarkable job.
I think you could see the point of leverage that NIP wanted to use with that, with those smokes outside and then rotating everyone back in her. FaZe, last time they lost to that, they say, okay, if they're going to go outside, if they have that smoke wall and they're going to put 2-3 players below, let's find a way to get a pick on maybe the weakened lobby defense that NIP has, and maybe that's what they wanted to do. Go a little bit aggressive, try and find some map control there, establish points where you can flank through ramp room, and it just doesn't work out for them.
Now, there are teams that will put, say, 2 CT players aggressive out in yard, and then they would know that that smoke wall was just stall for fakes. So, you know, why haven't FaZe done that? They seem to be, I think, more passive than they need to be right now.
That's a little bit of a risk in and of itself, right? That aggressive player, you can't. I mean, it is a great idea. We see, I think it's MSL who likes to do that on the north side of things, and to great success. This round, though, they've rotated the 5-7 or the CZ, excuse me, on Rain down low, and he's got a lot of bodies walking towards him.
I mean, this is the perfect range for it, but Rez is going to try and duck in behind it. Still a great trade for Rain. He's going to take that every day. Got to highlight that auto shotgun as well on Olofmeister. Not too often that we get to see that. Get Right making a lot of noise and still getting the headshot on Olof. Well then.
Well, there's that range of the auto shotgun not doing too well. Get Right wanted to lurk, obviously, towards ramp room, but he got forced back. Finds one anyways, and again, the lower bomb site is secured by NIP, essentially. Get Right guarding lobby. They can't be flaked. And there's the Molotov to force Guardian away.
Yeah, he's the only one that could ruin their day right now. He's going to do his best. Taking down Forest is a great step in that direction. Down to under 40 seconds. Draken picking off Carrigan. Guardian and Nico now 2 versus 3. It's bomb. Well, it's going to go down. Nico's down as well. Guardian, what can he do here?
Can't do much, and I think he knows Get Right's lurking somewhere, and he just feels so trapped. And there it is. He lets his guard down for just a moment, and Get Right, as he does, frustrating in his lurking. That was nice from NIP, though, because it felt like the question going through your head, they have that lower bomb set for so long, is why is the plant not coming in? Why is the bomb not going down? Why haven't we seen that yet? And they know FaZe in that kind of a situation has to find some information, has to be a little bit aggressive somewhere. And they just find everything towards the end. Great shots by Drake in there. Yeah. Those are huge. I mean, on top of everything. But FaZe back on the pistols.
Yeah, and a moment of prayer for our poor observers. This is one of the hardest maps to actually observe. It's if you look at the minimap, because obviously the bomb sites are overlaid, right? So you've no idea where anyone is half the time. Definitely not easy at all. But yeah, those were great kills coming in from Draken. And now back to pistols for FaZe again. NIP.
This is where you'd expect as well, like the skill of the FaZe players on the CT side, you'd expect them to be able to hold off some of these initial battles on their own. They're just straight up getting outplayed at the moment. Some great tactical stuff from NIP using their utility wisely. FaZe in a tough spot.
That's why I would, if I were FaZe, I would rather play Guardian solid on ramp and then 2 in yard. Try and take the fight to NIP out there if they show up.
Yes, that, I mean, it's not a... The only issue with that I would see is you put someone like Guardian basically out of commission, because if they don't go ramp, right, like he just does nothing. And that's one of the tougher guns to rotate with as well.
Yes.
But I mean, if you're not having success, you might as well try it, right? The other option, I think FaZe likely what we see in this next gun round. Why not do some kind of aggression? I mean, Nip might be waiting for it, but why not send 2 people towards ramp room to be aggressive? Maybe 1 person hut as well to try and pinch that lobby. Try and take some kind of control, because essentially, you haven't had any control of the map outside of what's already given to you when it starts.
7-4 right now. 3-round lead for NIP. And at the moment, everything is looking really good for the Swedish team. 11 kills and just 6 deaths on Forest. He is doing most of the work, but the rest are not that far behind. So really a group effort at the moment. Guardian going to win the fight against Draken. That's the kind of start that FaZe need. Now it's time to step it up. And actually, they're going to go aggressive behind the opening frag. That's really exciting. And Olofmeister going to be taken down. Get Right. Can't get any better than this.
There's that lobby pinch, done a little bit differently, but obviously wanting to pick up the pace and then just make Nip take a step back and be a bit more honest. Even Nico going all the way by T-Spawn. He's got the bomb down. He's got a second kill. Exists. 1 versus 5, and it happens so quick. There's still so much time left on the clock. NIP not ready for this level of aggression, and Nico's still going to go for more. Does get taken out, but he's done the damage. So is FaZe. No chance of Exist coming back into this round. Another opening kill for FaZe coming from Guardian towards Door, this time on Draken, who's going for that opening pick. So he's winning those duels with a pretty decent amount of success, I'd say.
Yeah, that's so valuable. I mean, even if that's all he does every round, that's just fine.
Just the 1 opening kill.
Yeah.
The problem is, we've talked about it, FaZe has been in so much dire situation with their money that he hasn't been able to have the op this frequently, but it feels like the majority of the rounds where he's had it, he's at least got an opening kill. Hasn't always converted into a win, but at least you're finding that opening.
Do you think that's confusing to NIP when they, you know, FaZe get the opening frag and then they still go aggressive? Because that's sort of counterintuitive a bit, isn't it?
It is. And that's kind of the surprise of those lobby pinches. Like a well-timed lobby pinch from the CT side can get really, really dangerous, especially for someone like NIP, who we've seen them line up for some executes. Yeah. Oftentimes you're starting to talk about, all right, guys, start lining up your smokes, get ready to throw the execute, get ready to do this. And then you're kind of focusing on something out and it lapses and you don't see that hit coming.
I feel like a lot of the first half is going to come down to these last few rounds here, just because it's still fairly close between them. FaZe could turn this around and still have a decent first half. This isn't really the old version of Nuke, so you can get pretty good T-sides if you know what you're doing. 5-7 is not the end of the world, I think, for the FaZe side. Still in it, still fighting, obviously. They've got down to Secret, though. NIP, again, with the map control.
Yes, they do that. They do that smoke wall again. This time they decide to utilize it, so it is all on Rain. And actually, he's guarding it from the same position as Kerrigan was. This can allow them to get towards Vent if they want to pinch the upper bomb site on the NIP side of things. That could be interesting, but Exist and Rez downstairs haven't really moved yet.
And Kerrigan, last smoke coming out for him here at ramp. So if they push after this, he's not really going to have much outside of his FAMAS to hold them back. 50 seconds on the clock, and you're right, Rain. All the way over in that control room, just waiting, and NIP looks like it's going to be another B pinch coming in here. How do they stop this?
Well, Kerrigan's going to give this up as soon as they execute through. He does not want to take this fight. We've seen him twice already just give it up as soon as he spots him. So may take a few shots, but he's going to want to run away because Guardian isn't with him. Guardian's been the rotation. He can get there soon, and actually he's on his way now. Kerrigan may stay and fight. Wants to distract for Guardian. There's the kills traded, but Nico goes down, and so does Rain. The defense just collapses, but they're not ready. 20 seconds left. If Kerrigan can hold this off, and he can't. There's a chance in a 1-on-3 for Olaf, but tough spot.
And that would have been beautiful. Olofmeister will get the one kill. Still 10 seconds. They have a Molotov on Draken. That means they can block him off if they need to. They're just going to go straight for the bomb plant and save the Molotov for later. Olofmeister, he certainly has the level to do this, but Draken will take him out, spotting him through the doorway, getting a triple kill, and putting NIP at 8 rounds.
I want to know where that Nico kill came through, because that was the big one that I think really caused the collapse. That was like pulling the pin out of the foundation. And I mean, from there, just everyone fell. Rain couldn't win his duels towards control room, and Kerrigan obviously only sticks around for Guardian, and then when Guardian falls, he just has to take those fights. Seemed like they were in perfect position to stop that. They had exactly that. One player rotated lower already, Guardian and Kerrigan for ramp room. They could have at least broken up that pinch.
I mean, the timing was almost there, but it felt like Guardian has had his little fight first, and then Kerrigan was sort of put into play just half a second too late or something.
I think it was Draken that got the trade on Guardian with the AWP, and I mean, props to him for not being thrown off by Kerrigan, because obviously at that angle, Kerrigan's throwing a little bit of a bait for Guardian to get one shot and fall back.
Yeah.
But the doing its job. That's one of the great uses of the AWP. You just hold a corner, hold an angle to support your team, and that's exactly what Draken does with that trade.
Again, the Molotovs are raining in, a similar executors to the one we saw earlier. And look at how difficult it is to stand anywhere on this bomb site. There's fire everywhere, and Get Right picking up a double kill, making it 5 versus 1 now. Rain hiding in the corner here in the 14th round, and he's going to go down to Get Right as well. There's the triple. There's the 9th round for NIP. This is very impressive.
It is. I mean, especially considering FaZe wins the pistol round. Now that turns into a saving grace for the CT side, where you're just saying they would have almost nothing. They've only won 2 gun rounds, but it's tough in this upper bomb site, especially as a new team, I would imagine, where when teams are throwing these executes with all the smokes, the Molotovs, the different flashbangs that are coming out and how coordinated they are, it can be so easy to just lose track of one player who then just gets the one kill in that upper bomb site that takes it over.
Yeah, and you might not have the sort of muscle memory as well, or sort of the the feeling for where your teammates are looking. Right. So you feel like you have to look everywhere, and that might not always work out so well. A lot of grenades raining in outside. I like that from FaZe. They got some damage in, but it could have been fun, I think.
This is what you kind of talked about earlier. 2 players out there being aggressive, and at least now, I mean, look at this. It looked like NIP wanted to move forward, but the nade slows everyone down. Now they have to do their execute a little bit later, and they've already used some of the smoke, so the outside pressure works. It's a shame it's coming out in the last round, right?
Yeah, you want them to have some rifles to fight back with, but Guardian is going to make that C-set 75 work. Medetza was telling us that C-set is really coming back strong.
Yeah, it has been, especially since the Tech 9 is a little bit beat up and players really haven't gotten used to it whatsoever. So seeing a lot more of that come out on the T side in exchange. Here's that slow-paced ramp hit. Draken, again, you imagine he's just going to grab the corner, let the AKs lead the way. It's going to be Get Right first. Oh, Kerrigan shoots a bit too early and then can't control it. Some good damage done, though.
Oh, look at Olofmeister trying to infiltrate the rush and just pretend to be part of it here. Can he actually make it down the ramp quick? Nico's down there with the Deagle fighting, and Olofmeister might be a bit too late. He's going to get the one in the second as well, picking up the AWP, and that leaves Rez inside the smoke in a 1-on-3. What a great play from Olofmeister. Once again, the timing could not possibly be better. Rez, he's going to be taking out Guardian, but surely there's no way out of this alive. He's only got 14 seconds. He's trapped in here. Gonna try and see if he can find the plant zone. Gotta get a little bit closer. The red outline is where it's at, and he goes down.
I don't think he realized. I don't know if he knows the red outline is lets him know where it goes. Either way, deja vu for Olofmeister, that double kill flanking ramp room.
Yeah.
This time it works out. I mean, you have to just wonder. I mean, they get it done with the pistols. The outside aggression was great. Nico with the Deagle gets one kill that really takes Get Right's attention away from the flank, which allows him to do this. So all the pieces coming together right at the end.
It looked like he was about to be too late because Nico was going down, and maybe that could have been the end. 9-6 in favor of NIP, though. So really, really great job on their part.
Yeah, phenomenal. Especially, I mean, think of how cool some of those executes were, the different ways they were utilizing the smokes outside. That's all good to see. A tactical NIP is something we've wanted for a long time. Really good stuff out of them. Excited to see more. The CT side for me is where they've always been very strong, and their rotations have always been so on point. I think that's going to get a little bit thrown up in the air with guys like Rez, guys like Drake, and even though he's been in the team for a while, younger guys usually don't have the decision-making of all these like wily veterans, right?
I feel like, someone should do a video on why playing CT side nuke is difficult, because people always talk about it being easy, but I really feel like if you...
It's not.
No,
trust me, it's not easy.
No, I think it's sort of hard to visualize what the issue is, but obviously part of it is that when any one of your teammates goes down, you have to have like a sort of a mind map of what positions are no longer safe on this map and how do I move in respect to that, and that's much harder because of the overlaid bomb site. So,
and especially because if you want to travel vertically through the vents, it's so dangerous. There's a lot of points where you can just get picked off. So at this level, it is not easy to be playing CT side nuke.
Well, we've got the Molotov on Carrigan. He shot out the windows, all clues to what's about to come. Forrest in this corner. You normally stand here in the pistol because you think you're not going to get Molotov or grenaded, but he's got to be careful. There's the grenade being primed from Carrigan, and he's going to put it in, landing on top of the hut. Forrest now. The smoke is up, and he's going to miss the chance. They're down the vent already. I love this from FaZe.
Yeah, this is quite nice. And actually, no one dropping down vents to chase, no one in ramp room dropping down to stop the planter. Rez has got a battle on his hands, and his teammates have already gone down, so he gets picked off. Plenty of players here from NIP, but they're all getting eliminated.
Drake finally putting an end to the madness against one, but still fighting. On the other side is Guardian. And with the bomb being planted, he can afford to waste a bit of time here. He goes down to Forrest eventually, and Forrest landing a headshot on Carrigan as well. He's actually found a way to maybe bring it back. Now they're both in the vents shooting at each other. Everyone calm down, the smoke is up as well, and the defuse happening inside. Rain trying to guess the angle. He gets the kill on Drake, and the bomb now ticking away. Nico to take it down, and FaZe winning the pistol. There's a moment of real panic there.
Yeah, for me too. That had to have been such a close defuse. Rain gets it just at the end, and they get to that lower bomb site so quickly. No one from NIP really there to watch that. And a lot of times it's the ramp player who will drop down and just keep his eye. The USP at that range, that's what those three players were coming ramp for FaZe, was to make sure that player doesn't have just all day to pick him off long range. Really well done split. 7-9, that's both pistols for FaZe now.
It's a shame that they had two members in ramp NIP and they couldn't, they got caught so that they couldn't take the fight together.
Right.
Could have been interesting if they could have.
Yeah, the heroics of Forrest as well. I mean, almost pulls that back into their favor. Gives them a chance with the smoke diffuse. Well, there's a good start. Deagle kill, traded off. Although Rez is sneaky. This is a bait strategy. Get Right's there. And they get plenty of kills. Down into a 2-on-2. Nico's not ready. Oh, the taps as he transfer. That is so dirty.
What on earth did we just see? He's being shot in the back, and look at how calm that was. I hope we get the replay.
That's just deathmatch. That's just pure calm.
Yeah, that's why you put in, 8 hours a day doing that. Just not even worried at all. Forrest is still here, turning his back. He spots Carrigan, but the window looked like it was going to save Carrigan for a moment. Now, this is probably in Forrest's favor.
Yeah, this is doable. He's going to get a little bit caught out. If he can get up the vents before the plant goes down, and he can, that's nice. That's exactly what you need. Nico knows it, though. He hears the footsteps.
It's a 3 kill for him right now. He needs one more headshot here against Forrest. Any damage on him, and he's going to go down to the Deagle, and Forrest will be able to do it. No trouble at all there. Double kill for him, taking down Nico, even taking a moment to get the spray. Oh.
That's some 1.6 stuff. The graffiti spray on the dead body.
Yeah. Wish we could have sprays from 1.6, but I think most of them would be illegal in today's world.
Especially the customs.
Especially the custom sprays. 17 kills on Forest.
It's not a bad game at all, is it, Anders?
How old is this guy? How long has he been playing? How is he still doing this?
I don't know. He's one of those guys who's just naturally good at every game he plays. There it is from Nico. The spray, the relaxed transfer over for the taps, and then Forest with a 1-on-2 win. That's great for NIP. 10-7 now. And FaZe again, I mean, that's got to be a little bit gut-wrenching if you to lose that round. And putting into the question, do you want to buy into this round? Even with the plant, I don't think they're going to. You don't have a whole lot of mistakes to give up, though, do you?
No, I think that now they're really running out, and I think they needed a really confident start. Although I kind of like this. It's a bit mad they went and bought with the Gilly and the C-Sets, but listen, if you show me this FaZe lineup, this is the sort of play that I'm expecting. This is what I want to see, actually.
And I guess they did win one in the end of the first half, right?
Yeah.
Of like all 5 pistols. All right, we'll see. Nico with the Galil is probably the higher powered weapon, although I guess the CZs would bring that into question. And this is a blistering pace from Rain outside.
Yeah, he's down so quick, although I think Get Right can just hear him. Certainly Forest has been called into action, so some communication there. And Get Right playing that yard it's almost a bit of a sort of a legend status on its own. He's so good at it, they're going to be shutting him down. Forest with a great double kill, almost making sure they win the round immediately. Forest again in play now with the triple, and there's the quad kill taking down Carrigan, putting him at 21 kills in just 18 rounds.
Just a Forest game, isn't it?
Just a Forest game.
That's sick stuff from him. Really nicely done. Yeah, FaZe, well, here's the tough part about that buy, right? It's kind of like you do want to see that with a skilled lineup, but now that you lose that round, this is where it comes into quite. Like, if you win it, fair play. If you lose it, that's the big question mark.
Yeah, it's just if you read out the names, then I'm expecting crazy Counter-Strike, you know? Like, I want them to push the whole game, like themselves and their enemies, to a point where skill becomes the sort of the deciding factor, and then they just win that. Like, I want it to be that crazy, but right now, NIP, they did a great job on the T side. They're holding on to it on the CT side, and obviously winning that one round where Forest in the 2v1 has put them 4 rounds ahead and likely about to be 5 here. What do you do, like, once FaZe pick up rifles in the next round and they have everything they sort of need? What is the plan then?
The plan, you have to find a way to get opening kills, because outside of Guardians op, I feel like they haven't really won a whole lot. So you have to find a way to apply pressure, and I don't think this is a team that's going to be well-versed this early into the roster of just having like some kind of a setup for 2 guys towards ramp room, a sequence of nades that they can grab an angle that they want, take a fight that they want. So I think you either have to line up for an inter-execute, or more than likely, they take all these stars with AK-47s, Olaf, Nico, you just put them outside, and you say, you know, we'll throw some smokes to block off an op, and you just go take a fight.
It's a whole team effort there to try and take down Forest. Eventually they did it. And we'll see if they do have any kind of mechanism to open up the round here. I think that's pretty much I mean,
they're not going to have an AWP on Guardian. They didn't have enough money for it, so that's kind of the scary part for FaZe at the moment. Draken's going to have one on the CT side.
12-7. 5-round lead, and
call the classic Fnatic strategy. Olaf, go kill something for us.
yeah, just get it done. I mean, Virtus Pro are playing right now. They might be tempted to just rush Snacks down the vent. Like, just blow up the door, smoke off, and just run him down. He's very good at doing that, you know.
Yeah, he knows that very well, doesn't he? Well, passive from FaZe outside. Nico and Guardian are going to be there. There's a lot of bodies outside as well. I think Get Right and Forest are both there, and then Draken's on the stairs. He has that AWP, so this could get dicey as 3 players from FaZe lining up the smoke wall. How much can they get done with this?
It's going to be a great Molotov to force Draken back, so the smokes are pretty much on point. Like, the grenade uses here for FaZe certainly indicate that they've put some time into the map, and that's interesting.
I think they're going to blow up through this smoke and just try and go towards Mini. Oh, that spam is so well timed. I don't know if Get Right saw him come through the smoke right at the end of it.
Regardless, it pays off. Forest with yet another kill. Draken taking one. They're trying to see if they can hunt him down, but there are all these corners. He can just keep falling back, and it's so well played right now.
Yeah, adjusting his angle very frequently. So FaZe have control, but where do they go from here? Now they've got Rez pushing in towards lobby. just kind of taking everything down. I mean, that's the map control you want to gain when you lose it. And just a quick shout out, that angle that Draken was using, that's Sean Garris put out a video on Kenny S on Nuke and why he's so good. He highlighted specifically why Kenny uses that angle and the different shots you can get as you fall back. So if you want to learn how to play Nuke as an opera, check that one out.
Yeah, I actually think it might have been Sean that sort of tried to explain to me once exactly why Get Right is such a menace in the yard. And we'll see if we can get back to that in a second here. Draken does go down, at least the refrag happens. There's only 10 seconds left here. So Nico just probably trying to hold on to the AWP if he can. Forrest sacrificing himself. And the round is going to expire here. But yeah, I think Sean was telling me one time, it's not really that he gets an enormous amount of kills. It's that you either have to try and smoke him off and just, go for whatever play you want, and then you have to deal with the fact that he's lingering sort of behind you. Or if you want to kill him first, then you have to spend so much time. Like, he's so good at hiding,
Get Right's one of the rare players, actually, really quick, just to note, Nico did die after the timer, so he's only got 400. But Get Right's one of the rare players who's just, like, presence on a map. Even now, when we don't see him have those, like, massively star performances where he's just getting every single kill that shows up on a screen, just his presence, because you know how good he is at lurking and reading the game, it puts a little bit of doubt in your mind as a player, because you're just like, I know he's going to come at some point. I know he's going to be coming from this angle, and you're always cautious, and that adds maybe an extra second or two onto how you rotate, and that can be all the difference.
Deagles are in play here for FaZe. They are really lacking behind at the moment. Rain is going to be going down outside. Guardian really wants to see if he could find the fight against Get Right. That would be a nice kill, but NIP just seemed really just well-timed on this, and it did catch the analysts a bit off guard why it was Nuke over Train in this particular veto, right?
Yes, absolutely did. Just because, yeah, FaZe has shown some good things on it, but this is one of those maps. It's much like, it feels to me like it's like Virtus.pro's Train, is like no matter what shape they're in, they're just always going to be dangerous and good on that map. And it's the same with NIP on Nuke. This is just a map that they have down. Forrest, Get Right, and Exist, especially playing on it for so long. Their CT sides to me always seem phenomenal with how they rotate and just being able to read where they need to be at what time. And at the moment, they don't even really need to kind of tap into that, as they're just dominating FaZe.
Doing a remarkable job again. Forrest coming in with a couple of kills if you're keeping a score at home. He's up to 26 overall right now, 2 assists and 12 deaths. That's monstrous. How do you stop this if you're FaZe? I mean, just he's on the A bomb site. Just go somewhere else.
But it's almost like you have to give mad props to Forrest, right? Because yes, you say how do you stop him when he's like this, but then you look at the roster on FaZe and look at everyone there that can actually stop it. So I mean, this is a huge performance from him. And it's often a little bit played out how good Forrest plays as an individual when NIP gets new members on the roster. But why not mention it here just for one more time?
Yeah, it's exciting to watch. Guardian could have been a big opening there. Looked like the sort of flick that maybe he could have hit, but just didn't quite get it. Now they're setting up for at least a couple of smokes outside. They're using Guardian, it seems like, to try and create some space out in the yard here.
At this point in the game, at 7-14, you do let him off the leash, even more so than you probably already had him. And you say, like, someone needs to make us a play. Not getting a good read is Kerrigan at the moment on this defense, and not being able to find something that puts his team in an advantage on these terrorist rounds. This is where you need the individuals to step up. It's very slow pace coming outside, though. Smoke's fading just now. So Guardian will have opportunities, but so too will NIP to pick off these players. Looks like they wanted to just turn right into Mini.
They've got the control. They could go lower if they wanted to, but I'm not sure they realize right now if they keep pushing towards heaven here, then they're going to be lured into a weird crossfire. Get Right is so far back. And again, this is what we're talking about. Just finding Get Right is not easy out in this yard, and it's not going to be easy for FaZe either. Nico trying his best, and he actually catches the shot mid-air. I spoke just a second too soon. That's the power of Nico.
That he's still watching that for so long as well is impressive. Guardian now has free reign. These are the spots in upper bomb that are so tough to clear out. Great kills by Force. They're wiping them all. They're going to be on map point. It's a 2-on-2. Bomb is down 10 seconds. Just need to buy time.
Rez not there quite quick enough. He could have got the kill maybe, but he's got 100 health in a 1-on-2 here. They've got almost nothing on the other side. 25 health combined. Nico is down. And Guardian there with a great shot right between the silos to take him down. Double kill. And that was much needed for FaZe.
That was just barely held on. Nice shot by Nico to really bust that open outside, really split the attention of the defenders just as he jumps as well.
Look at the background as well that he's shooting up against.
That's
like, there's a lot of clutter back there.
I imagine it's a little bit brighter on his screen than it is on ours with the settings they use.
Probably a bit, yeah.
I mean, that's just huge because those two players, they have to watch, you know, Mini, then they have to turn and they have to watch Ladder because they know he's close to flanking. That's such a tough spot to put that upper defense in, and he's even pre-aiming the jump as well.
Yeah, it's very well done. Don't see that every day. And we're just praising Get Right for his defensive play, and even that wasn't enough.
It was really cool, like textbook from NIP, where they did everything right. They delayed outside. They were aggressive a little bit early to make sure that FaZe's outside tactics and what they wanted to do out there had to get delayed. That's why the clock was ran down so low. It's just that one kill from Nico really opened everything up.
Smoke a little bit too late, but Rez still going to win the fight. They were going to challenge him either way then. So 4-on-4, and more grenades raining in, trying to see if they could get down. They jump right at the railing, and Get Right was just in position, so looked like a bit of a sloppy play coming in from FaZe there. They're going to lose Rain as well. And now Olofmeister and Nico, 2 versus 4. They've got the time here, but they need the kills really fast.
They do. They've got no utility to do anything. That's the bomb. That's pretty much it. Nico's going to be on a flank once again. I don't know if he has the magic, and he's already been spotted out. Shots ring out as he drops down. Force is right there and ready with open arms. Double kill for him in the round. 15-8, and that's a reset for FaZe. It's going to be a very rough situation for them coming into this. CZ's being purchased up by Kerrigan by Rain. Might be all over, Anders.
What a crazy day one we're having already.
It is a wild ride, isn't it?
Yeah, if only someone could have called NIP to win, Moses. I'm just saying.
It just would have been nice, as most of your predictions, with no logic behind it. Just, you know, the BO1, the randomness on Nuke.
That's not what people are going to remember, Moses. I'll make sure that that's what's going to happen here. The pistols all around here for the FaZe side, and they've lost Nico already. Get Right will pick up the kill. I feel like Forrest is entitled to just 1 this round to make the 30. I think that would be appropriate.
He's going to get it.
He's going to get it? You think so? He's ready for it. He's certainly hiding in the corner, and there it is. 30 and done. Still a 2-on-1 here with Guardian in the corner on 8 health. And they are very close, already realizing where he is. Guardian a single bullet away from death, and it's going to be almost at the hands of Drake, and it seems he was looking the wrong way. Instead, Rez will take him down. 16-8 in favor of NIP here on Nuke as they take out FaZe.
On the back of a phenomenal T-side as well. That was really cool to watch. The structure that they came into this with, the executions, the different ways they were utilizing, you know, the smoke wall outside to really manipulate how they wanted to move across the map in the future. All good things, and then to top it all off, Force with 30 kills. And didn't really see a whole lot of that of this highly touted FaZe lineup, if I'm honest.
Yeah, no, not just quite yet. I mean, maybe part of that was down to the map choice. I feel like I think we're gonna be sort of circling back to that a lot. You know?
Yeah, I'm sure the analysts are going to touch on it as well.
Yeah, the so-called analysts, you know, quotation marks.
The ones who all predicted FaZe. Is that where you're going with this?
That was the direction there.
Yeah, that's.